I do my morning drive when I go park in the parking garage every morning. I do it 4 days a week. And I go down Park Merced Boulevard. And Park Merced Boulevard, close to the Mashouf Wellness Center, is filled with RVs, vans, cars. And you know exactly what's happening. You have students who are choosing, they're forced to, live in their vehicles. They're forced to live in their vehicles.
As a first generation student, the college experience is very new to me. And so when I was applying for the dorms here at San Francisco State, I wasn't guaranteed that I was going to get a dorm. So I did the application, you put a deposit, and then I think maybe it was like a couple months into summer, I got an email saying that I was on the wait list. So between that time, it was just chaotic because I wasn't sure if I should depend on that wait list and just hope that I get a dorm or if I should, start looking for off-campus living.
The housing system at other colleges is quite different. For example, at some UCs, since the Greek life is a huge staple, you will see more Greek housing. You'll see a lot of fraternity and sorority houses. Some of them have competitive rent compared to apartments. But many universities are in areas where it's not as expensive as San Francisco. UC Merced, for example, the cost of living is definitely lower than San Francisco. So students with similar, if not the same financial aid, are a tad bit more equipped to find housing rather than here, where everyone is searching for housing. And if anything, San Francisco residents themselves are being displaced at an astronomical level.
I have a 2-bedroom apartment with 4 people. It used to be 5, but then one of them moved out. We each have 2 to a room. Each pair has a bathroom. We pay $4,000 a month for rent, so divide that about with utilities and stuff. It's about $850 per person. Actually, now since the 5th person moved out, it's about $1,027 per person. I think the main problem for finding a place to stay here is availability. A lot of people want to live here. It's a really great city. Everyone's kind of in competition almost, where we all want to find the best place for the lowest price. And due to my roommates and I being college students, we don't really get taken seriously, I feel like, or we feel like. We've gone to about 5 house tours, and 2 of them we got stood up at.
The wait list for the dorms, first of all, is just not the best thing just because I wasn't sure if I had to continue to look for a place or just depend on that wait list and just wait for me to get a dorm. I think that system could be fixed. Also, prices can be fixed too because, that was the biggest issue for me.
The current stress of rent is like a very common thing, but I think also a really common stressor in regards to like financial speaking of living in San Francisco, but also just Park Merced in particular, is the fact that a lot of people have to take out loans. And loans it's kind of like the whole credit card bliss, where it's like you don't feel the repercussions of it now, but you are going to eventually, and that's gonna hurt. That's kind of the stress, like the power force for the stress, I think, for me, is just not now. Like the rent now will get paid somehow, but just in the future, I'm not always gonna have help, and I'm not always gonna have these resources, and you do kind of get shoved into you owe all this money situations.
If I were to give any advice to any students or any individual that is experiencing underhousing, homelessness, etc. For the university student, the very first thing that I would ask them to, or that I would implore them to do, would be to seek out the services that are here on San Francisco State University, one of them being the Dean On-Call program. And the second one is to explore the options that one has with the state and then also with the city. Talk to your professors. We can definitely give you a referral for the Dean On-Call program. Some of us are willing to go above and beyond and advocate for you outside of the classroom. We are knowledgeable of the student issues that come along with every new school year. And with this school year, we are very well aware that students are underhoused, underfed, underrepresented. So if I were to say anything, it would be advocate for yourself, but then also let us know. Let us know, let the administration know. Be loud. Let us know that this is happening and that is not okay. Other universities are responding much faster than ours because students are voicing it very loud. And while there is a population here that is voicing it, it can be amplified more if you talk to your professors, to department chairs, administration, etc. There's a lot of work to be done from students, from professors, from administration, from the university, from the state, from this country. And the last word of advice that I would tell anyone would be, let the world know. Advocate for yourself and let there be allies to advocate for you as well, alongside with you.